What's up, you guys? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Fit Women's Weekly Podcast. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. I hope that you hear something on this podcast that makes you want to listen to future episodes and go back and check out past episodes. I have over 520 Fit Women's Weekly Podcast episodes. That blows my mind. I cannot believe that I've been doing this consistently for so many years. I don't know why that's a surprise because I freaking love connecting with you guys. I love this platform. I think that podcasting is my favorite thing to do. I get to share not only my own personal experiences and the events that are going on in my life and share things that are going on with Fit Women's Weekly, but I also get to share with you almost 20 years of personal training experience when it comes to fitness and rehab and nutrition and lifestyle and mindset. And what a freaking awesome opportunity that is. So I don't see myself not doing this, but I freaking love it. So thank you guys for coming back. If you love the show, one easy thing that you can do to help support it is to share it with your friends and family. Take a screenshot, post it on your social media, and just be like, hey, this chick is really cool. It's like having a coffee date with a girlfriend, but I'm also learning something. So help get the word out. You can also, of course, subscribe and leave a review, or if you're watching this over on YouTube, leave a comment down below and let me know if you have any questions, whether it is a fitness topic or something with your own life that you're experiencing and you want to kind of get a better understanding. Let me know what questions or topics you want covered on the show, and I would love to answer it. So, anywho, welcome to the show, you guys. One thing that we will not be talking about is the Summer Shred Challenge this week because guess what? It started, and it has been an awesome start. I love this challenge so much, and I cannot wait to also document my own process over the coming 8 weeks. As you guys know, I've been going through a lot of hormonal changes over the past 6 months, and with that, I've seen some changes in my own body, whether that is because of hormones, but also just my mindset and not being as motivated to do certain things. And so my body's changed a little bit, and I'm okay with that. But I'm also okay with now putting in the work and being motivated and being energized, and not just motivated, but realizing it takes hard work, it takes consistency. You have to show up even when you're not motivated. And so, yeah, I'm excited over the next 8 weeks to see everybody that's doing the challenge, how they progress through it, but also see how I progress through it and share that experience a little bit with you guys. A couple of other things that I'm sharing on my YouTube, on YouTube too, but on Instagram every Monday and on TikTok, I am sharing my personal journey with my handstand progress because I've mentioned this before, like so many people, when you're learning a new skill, you have to be okay with sucking at something for a little bit, right? Before you start to get better. And sometimes that progress, once you do start getting better, is really slow and it can be really frustrating. So in the past, when I've tried new skills, specifically handstands, I tend to give up after a while when I don't see the results that I want to see as fast as I want to see them. Or when I do start getting better, I go, that's good enough, instead of just really giving it what I have. So one way that I'm going to start staying accountable is simply on Fridays, just being here's 3 to 4 handstand attempts. Here's what I'm doing, not curating the best ones, not making it perfect. And then I'm going to share that as a little diary page or a diary reel over on Instagram. So if you want to follow that, maybe that'll help keep you motivated and inspired for whatever skill it is that you're trying to learn. So some days it's great, right? Sometimes I kick up and I'm like, yes, I am a gymnast, put me in the Olympics. And then sometimes I'm like, wow, I think my 7-year-old niece can do better than what I'm doing right now. But it's humbling. And instead of letting that pull me down, I am using that to keep me going because I want to get better. So join me on that. And a couple of other goals that I'm working on is working on my transverse abs versus just my rectus abdominals. I'm doing a lot of core training lately to help with my back, to help with my training and other aspects of my fitness. So I'll share some more about that as that journey continues as well. And as far as knee rehab is concerned, I'm pretty much done talking about it because my knee is rehabbed, you guys. It's been, I think this is week 9 after tearing my meniscus, and I am back to running. Now it's not so much about running because of pain and trying to increase the mileage. It's now just trying to get back into having that endurance to get out and run in the middle of the summer and increasing my miles slowly just to get back into the swing of things. So if you have questions on knee rehab and you want me to continue talking about it, just feel free to reach out and ask. But I do have a podcast a few weeks ago where I talked about everything that I did to rehab my knee from going from where I could barely walk to running and jumping. Last week I did 300 lunge jumps in a single workout. And that's crazy for somebody with healthy knees. So for me to be able to bounce back that fast in 8 weeks, I was like, yes, this is amazing. So check out what I did for the recovery. The rehab is never done because I want to make sure that I keep having strong joints in my legs, that I continue to build strong muscles to help those strong joints so that I don't have to deal with this, knock on wood, ever freaking again. All right, so let's talk about first, what's our topic for today that we're going to be covering? And the topic for today is how long does it take to see results from fitness and diet changes? I think that is a really important topic right now. We have the summer shred coming up, or well, starting, and then many of you guys have started a new training program or undergoing new macros or nutrition goals. So once you get started on those things, when can you expect to see results? And when can you expect other people around you to start looking at you and go, are you doing something different? So we're going to talk about that. But first, let's do the workout of the day. So when it comes to our summer shred, I do 2 assessment workouts. I do a strength endurance based workout where we all do it at the start of the challenge, and then we repeat it again at the end to see how we can progress, to see how our fitness increases. And then I also do, for the same reason, a strength-focused one where it's more on heavier weight, bigger exercises, and we do that at the beginning and we do that at the end. And actually, the day that I am recording this is the day that we do the strength-focused portion of our assessment workout. So yesterday was the endurance portion, and so I'm going to share just one part of it. It was made up of 4 different parts, a total body endurance, and then we broke it up into a leg portion, an upper body endurance portion, and a core portion. Not gonna lie, the core portion was by far the hardest, just the burn that you get. But I'll share that one with you too. I was only gonna share the leg portion, but I'll share the ab portion as well because it was that good of a burner. So for our leg portion, you had 2 minutes on the timer, followed by 90 seconds of rest, and we repeated it for 3 times. So in 2 minutes, it was as many rounds as you can get in of 10 body weight squats, 10 step-ups, and 10 lunge jumps. What can you accomplish in 2 minutes? Then you rest for 90 seconds and repeat that for a total of 3 rounds. Your score from that is your total amount of reps completed each chunk added together. And so yeah, that one was a burner. It sounds so simple. 10 body weight squats, 10 body weight step-ups, and 10 lunge jumps, right? It's not very high in reps. The moves themselves are pretty smooth, pretty easy to comprehend. But let me tell you guys, after your first round, when you start going back into your second round of the first 2-minute interval, it gets heavy. It gets real hairy because going from those step-ups into those lunge jumps is a crazy pairing of exercises, and the burn is real. So knock it out and let me know how it goes. So it's only 6 minutes of actual exercise, and so it's about a 10-minute workout altogether. You can do it at the start of your workout, you can do it as your workout, or you can do it as a finisher. Now the ab portion, I'll go ahead and explain as well. It's a little harder to explain the exercises because they're not just as basic as squats, step-ups, and lunge jumps, but they are 4 pretty basic exercises. So for this one, it is 5 minutes on the timer to see how high you can get up. You're going to start off with 10 reps of each exercise, and there's 4 exercises, then 20 reps of each exercise, 30 reps of each exercise, and you're going to work up until the 5-minute timer goes off. So what are the exercises? You're going to start off with flutter kicks, and each flutter kick is 1 rep, so it's 1, 2, 3 versus 1, 1, 2, 2. And then you have mountain climbers, same counting system. Each rep is an individual rep. And then you have leg raises, and then you have alternating single leg lemon squeezes. Whew. And it makes it sound in your head so simple, like, okay, in 5 minutes, I'm gonna get to 50, right? Into the chunk of 50. No. For me personally, I got into the chunk of 40, and I think the best I was able to do, I had to do this workout, you guys, in one day, 3 different times. And I think I got through 40 flutter kicks was the best that I could do. So I got into the round of 40, but I did not get through the 40. And it's brutal. That, out of the 4 chunks that we did, the ab workout was definitely the hardest. So if you're up for a challenge, give that one a shot too. And if you don't know what single leg lemon squeezes are, I think that's probably the only one where you might go like, what is that? Let me know, and I can always make like a reel out of that and share those exercises with you guys. Just really focus on keeping your core engaged and your back flat. You really want to focus on that area below your belly button, keeping that as straight as you can and not letting your belly do what's called a bread loaf. So just some things to focus on when you are doing those exercises. And if the leg raises are a little bit too much, just bend them, bend at your knees up to 90 degrees, and that'll take some of the pressure off of your lower back. So those are the workouts. Let me know if you do them. And if you would just rather do that entire workout with me, where it's the 4 chunks and you want to see the other 2, then sign up, fitwomansweekly.com, and you can try Fit Women's Weekly Live for free for 2 full weeks. Or, it's not too late. It's Wednesday. If you really want to get into the challenge, you're only a few days behind. It's not too late to catch up. So you can slide into my DMs. All right, enough. Let's talk. How long does it take to see results from fitness and nutrition? So let's just do the blanket statement. In general, for most people, it takes 2 to 4 weeks to notice any kind of weight loss if you're consistent with your diet and your exercise requirements. But I should also preface this to say it's really unique per individual because there are so many different factors that determine how your body changes, how you lose weight, and how much weight you actually lose. So let's break this down a little bit more. In general, there's been a couple of studies that show that on average, losing 2 to 5% of your starting weight is enough to see noticeable changes. So that doesn't mean that everyone needs to lose 15 pounds to see results, right? Some people don't have 15 pounds of body fat to lose. So for those people, how much weight do you have to lose so you can look in the mirror and go like, oh yeah, I'm starting to see these muscles pop a little bit more? It's about 2 to 5%. So for a 150-pound person, it's 7.5 pounds, AKA around 8 pounds, which you'll probably be able to then look in the mirror and go, I'm looking a little slimmer. My clothes are feeling a little bit different. Now, because you are you're going to start to see your results a little bit sooner than other people in your life. In general, it takes 2 to 4 weeks for you to see results. For most people, it can take more to about 4 to 8 weeks for other people to look at you and go, hey, what you doing? Something looks a little bit different. You've been working out more? Are you tracking your macros? What's happening? And I say tracking your macros because I truly think that that's just the healthiest way to go about weight loss or body composition goals versus some of the other stuff. Not saying that the other stuff is wrong, but for this particular episode, that's what I will talk about. And then we also talk about how depending on where you are with your journey, will also play a huge factor. So if you are a larger person and you have more weight to lose, then you're going to lose more weight faster than somebody who is close to their quote unquote like set point, their healthy body weight, where their body weight's kind of like, this is where I want to be. If I want to get lower than this, you're going to have to work a little bit harder. But people who are overweight have more fat reserves so that when they cut their deficit, their body naturally goes to those fat reserves and starts burning it off for extra energy. So that's also why a lot of we see guys lose weight a little bit faster. Also, their metabolism is different. So when they go into a deficit, they lose weight faster. Also because of their muscle mass, lots of different things. But that's why personally, when I do transformation challenges, I don't award people for weight loss rankings. Like if someone loses 20 pounds and someone loses 10 pounds, I'm not going to say that that person that loses 20 pounds is any better because who knows where their starting point is, right? Someone that weighs 500 pounds is going to lose weight a lot faster from the get-go than someone who weighs 150 pounds. And then it also comes into hormones. Where are you with your cycle, like with your estrogen levels, testosterone levels, how much muscle mass do you have, how is your thyroid working? There's so many different factors that contribute to your ability to lose weight. But in general, blanket statement, 2 to 4 weeks. Then we also need to decide on what is your deficit like, right? So we know that you need to lose about 2 to 5% of your body fat in order to really start to see and feel the big changes within your body. But what does that take? So just a quick little breakdown. I'm going to keep this as simple as I can. 1 pound of fat has about 3,500 calories. So depending on your caloric deficit, you can lose 1 pound per week if you cut 500 calories a day from your maintenance calories. So if you're supposed to eat 2,000 calories, I would cut back and start eating 1,500 calories. See how that makes you feel. Make sure that's a healthy regimen for you that you can keep up with. But that would be healthy weight loss. Somebody who has that weighs 300 pounds, their maintenance calories are going to be a lot higher because their body carries a lot more mass and they need more calories. But they're still able to cut more calories from their deficit and stay in a healthy range. So they might be able to cut 1,000 calories from their daily regimen and be able to lose 2 pounds per week. So again, just something to really consider. I would not recommend most people trying to lose more than 1 pound per week, because the whole goal when you're trying to cut weight and you're trying to get into a deficit, you still want to be able to eat as much as possible to maintain your energy levels, to make yourself feel good, to hold yourself accountable, to be able to maintain that deficit. And if you try to cut your calories too low, you're going to feel starving, you're going to feel weak, you're not going to be able to do the things that you normally love to do with the energy that you normally have, and you're most likely going to give up. So that's why trying to create the smallest deficit possible is smart, and why gradual weight loss in smaller increments is actually better in the long run. So again, just a couple of things to think about. So the general idea, just to recap, I told you guys this is going to be a really short episode because this was a question that I got and I want it to be easy for you guys to find. So the general idea is that you can start seeing results within 2 to 4 weeks. Some people might take 4 to 6 weeks depending again on where they are. Just make sure that you are holding yourself accountable and you're sticking to your caloric deficit. And that deficit can come from cutting calories with your food intake, as well as your exercise intake, increasing your exercise. Now, if you're maintaining your exercise how you've always done it, because maybe you can increase your exercise, then obviously you're gonna have to change your nutrition habits to make that deficit happen. Other ways that you can increase your deficit is to just move more throughout the day. Things like your non-exercise, your NEAT activity, big fancy word that's hard for my southern accent to say, but you want to increase your non-exercise activity. So walking more, even people that fidget burn more calories a day. Eating protein helps to increase your caloric burnout per day. So little things like that can make a really, really big difference. But yeah, there you go. Be patient with yourself. Results don't happen overnight, you guys. Even people that are, well, I'm not going to go there. That'll be for another podcast. I was going to say something, but it's a controversial topic right now, so we're not going to chit chat about it in this episode, but we will talk about it in future episodes. The point is, no matter what you are doing in order to achieve body composition changes, you're going to need time. It does not happen overnight, so give yourself time. If you are cutting your macros, keep in mind that the macros that you are given, whether you calculate them yourself or you're given them from a nutrition consultant, which I'm happy to help you with. I do calculate private macros for people. You don't have to sign up for me to actually be your macro coach. You can just be like, hey, Kendall, I just need my macros. I can help you with that. But the important thing that I want you guys to stress is that that is a blanket equation, right? That one equation is not set in stone to be like, okay, this is what it says that your macros should be, so therefore this is what your macros should be. You need to test them out and really give them the good college try for at least 2 weeks, because that first week you maybe are changing your exercise and you're pushing yourself a little bit harder and you're going to be a little inflamed, so maybe you'll see the scale go up. Maybe you're going to lose some water weight, but then you don't really see much changes, and then you're saying these aren't the right numbers for me. Give yourself at least 2 weeks, preferably 2 to 4 weeks, to give a set macro a go before you decide this isn't where I need to be. Maybe you're losing weight too fast and we need to increase your macros. Maybe you're not seeing anything happen and we need to decrease your macros, because again, that equation is not set in stone because of who you are as an individual, genetics, hormones, lifestyle, all contribute, and then sometimes we just have to finagle things to make it work, which is why when I do macros for people, I say, hey, these macros are good for up to 4 weeks. Let's check back at the end of the 4 weeks. If they're working for you, awesome. If not, let's sit back down and I will readjust them to make them work so that you can carry on and working towards your plan. I will personally say I've been doing my macro counting at a certain number for 3 weeks now, and I have not seen any changes. I did not see the changes that I would like to see. So actually starting yesterday, I changed my macros up a little bit and said, okay, those weren't working for me. Let's try this. And I'll try this for a couple weeks. Hopefully it'll work. If it doesn't, I'll make a few tweaks again. It's important to remember, you guys, if you are tracking your food or anything that you're doing when it comes to your body, if you're staying consistent with it and you're not seeing results, it doesn't make you a failure. It doesn't mean that what you're doing is because of you. It just means like, okay, what you're doing wasn't right for you, and now you've tried it because you really gave it a go, and you just have to play around and tweak it again and just be patient with it, and the results will come. Cool? All right, guys, remember, go do that leg burner and the ab burner if you're up for it. Feel free to DM me any questions that you have. If you want to talk about your personal macros or your personal goals and how long you think that it might, or you want to talk about your timeline of how long it will take you to achieve your goals, I'm happy to do that. You can slide into my DMs, Kindle Boyle Fitness, or email me, Kindle, Kindal, at fitwomensweekly.com. Now, you guys, remember, you can subscribe to the channel, leave a review or a comment, and then there's also other ways to help support the channel, as easy as buying like a $1 coffee. If you're like, I love you, I love the content that you put out, I want to continue to have this kind of content, but you're not able to support the channel by joining one of our programs, I totally get that. Maybe you're doing something that you really, really love right now, and you just love learning, and that's why you come hang out with me. I would still love to have you part of this community in a different way. So there's lots of ways to support the channel. The first one is completely free. Share it, subscribe, comment, and I will be back on Friday with another episode. All right, guys, mwah, mwah, bye.